Alright guys, welcome back to the channel once again, and today we're gonna be talking about saving the content whatever we have into the editor. Suppose I drag a component over here, and if I try to save it, it's gonna be saved into the DPS. So those things we're gonna be looking into that. So let's get started. So let's move into the code. So earlier you can see we implemented all the things. So first what we need to do, we need to check like whatever the data, what data we are getting over here. Okay, so let's open the console and clear it out and save it. So you can see I'm getting the HTML and as well as I'm getting the CSS part over here. Okay, so now we can save it. So let's just go into the Django documentation and just research it. So you will see if you are making any kind of form submission and you are submitting the data, so you need to attach the CSRF token with that. Okay, like this. So I have already done that. If you see wherever I'm clicking on that button, so you will see I have created this form and I'm passing this CSR token. So whenever I'm submitting that form, so this function is getting called save content, and this function will coming with the CSR token. So whenever we will call any kind of fetch API request, so we will need to pass that some CSRF token into that. So you can if you are not familiar, so you can see the several ways to make the API calls, like Ajax make request and others are also there. So form submission as well, direct if you are putting on the route, so you can put the action URL over here and you can put it. Otherwise you can see the CSRF token, like if you want to get the token from the cookies, so you can get it like this. Okay, and this is the way we're gonna be using. So this is the fetch method that we're gonna be using for the Ajax request. So let's copy this CSRF token from here, this line, and just copy it here. Okay, and let's copy this all the things from here as well. So C, and after that control V. Okay, so we need to put the URL over here as well, like whatever the URL gonna be. So I'm just putting the URL save page. Okay, save slash page. Okay, so or we can do page slash delete. So we can do it like the page slash create, page slash delete, or page slash edit. So something like that we can do it over here. Okay, so now so this is fine. Now we need to pass the body over here as well inside this. So first let's get the all the data, whatever the data we have. So we need to create a one form data object. Okay, and we need to append the data into that. So whenever we are making any submit request, so we need to pass the data like this. Otherwise we can pass it into the object as well. Okay, so just do it like form data dot append HTML equals to editor dot get HTML. Okay, and same for CSS as well. Form data dot get. So we have appended two key R over here, HTML and CSS. That is the major part. That is the major part of the builder. So that we have already added into the form data. Now we need up into the body section. We need to pass this form data body equals to form data. Okay, and that's it. Leave it as it is. And after that, just what we need to do. So apart from doing like this, we can replace this part. Okay, let's go back and replace this part like this. Okay, so whatever this dot then or something is written over here, so what we can do, we can replace this into the arrow function format, dot then and resp return resp dot json, because we need to get the object json object from there, dot then, and after that you will get the exact response. Okay, and just console log that response over here, whatever the response you will get, response. Okay, and after that just make a catch block and just pass the error message and just console log that message as well. Log error. Okay, so this is, I think this is done from this side. Now we have to create this route for making the API call. Okay, so let's go into the urls.py. Okay, so just go to urls.py over here and just add one route over here as well. Path. Okay, comma. So we don't have any method right now. We for the default page we have created views.index. Okay, for saving the data we need to create one more method over here. So I'm just going to create that def save page and request. Okay, just don't do anything, just return simple empty string. Okay, and just add it over here into the urls.py views dot save page, and that's it. Okay, comma, provide the name as well, like if you want to include the name, so create page. So let's suppose for this route, without use apart from using this direct route, you can also use this naming convention inside this HTML template, so that thing also you can use. Okay, so you can prefer the documentation for that, like what are the methods for passing the routes inside the template engine, so that you can prefer. Okay, so let's move into the views.py. Okay, so whatever the data we are getting, so first let's so I'll just show you in the normal manner, then we will move towards JSON response if I'm getting. So you can just export JSON response, so whatever the data we will get, so we will return the JSON response. So let's get it out over here. You can check if request dot method equals to post. Okay, if request from author, please go to post. HTML equals to request dot post from HTML. So this is the way you can extract all the data. CSS equals to request dot post. So whatever the data is coming into the post method, so you can get it like this. Okay, and now you can return this data into the JSON response and just return the data, like result equals to HTML comma CSS. Okay, so this is how you can create the dictionaries. Okay, so in Python we say is a dictionary, so make sure these keys should be wrapped inside the double semicolon, double quotation, so it will create the dictionary, and you will need to pass the variable into this value side. Okay, so let's check this out if it is working or not, and let's move to our project. So if we reload the page, so everything is working fine, and if I make the API call over here, so let's save it and check into the network tab if it is not throwing any kind of error. So I create the API. Okay, and if I go into the payload, so we are sending the HTML and CSS, and we check this preview, so you can see we are getting the result. Okay, so whatever the things we have passed, so we are getting as it is over here. So first step is clear. Now the move to the second step, and we're gonna be creating the models over here. So class pages models dot model. Okay, so this is the way to create a model, and after that just the name equals to models dot char field max length equals to 50 for char field. I'm making the max length. Description equals to models dot char field. Okay, and max length equals to 100. okay, because it's a description. Now HTML, so this is gonna be a text field, so there will be no any max length. So models dot text field, there would not be any kind of limitation. Same for CSS, equals to models dot text field. Okay, so our model has been created one, and our model has been created. Now add this model into the admin.py as well. Okay, from dot models import pages. Okay, now we need to register the model over into the admin side that we can monitor. So admin dot site dot register pages. Okay, so whenever we will log in as a super user, we will see that pages model will be coming over there, and whatever the as much as pages are added into that, so you will also see those things over there. Okay, so our model has been created, admin is created. So now what we're gonna do, we are just going to, okay, so we are just going to migrate our db, migrate our model. Okay, so whatever the model we have created. Okay, so let's go python manage dot py make migrations. Okay, so that you can see created builder migration 00 initial dot py created model pages. So migration has been done. Now what we can do, we can do python manage dot py migrate. So we are migrating all. Okay, so these two command always need to be run whenever you will. So running migration is successfully, and you can see this migration has been done. Also you can see this migration into this migration file. So initial.py has been done. So you can see all the details are coming over here. So id by default it comes like a auto field generated, like whatever the data you will save into your db, so you will get the id for that as well. So that is the default, by default come into the database. Now what we have to do, we just need to import that model into the views.py. so from dot models import pages. Okay, pages, and whatever the data we are getting over here, so what we need to do, const, no const, I'm not working into the JavaScript right now. So page equals to pages dot objects dot create. Okay, so h name equals to, we can put untitled, titled. Okay, description, we are not going to put the description for by default. In update we can do that. So html would be html, css would be css. Okay, so this data we will get now. Remove that. Actually I have a habit of JavaScript, so that's why it's happening. So page dot save. Okay, so what are the page you haven't created, so you are saving the page data over here. Let's suppose now what we have to do, we need to render this page data into this one. Okay, so into this, like whatever this page has been saved into the db, so that page data should go into this one. Okay, so we can't throw is like the static data over here, whatever we are putting into the input field. Okay, so whatever the input we are putting inside the function, that we cannot pass out into the output, that output should come from the database. So how we can do that, we need to serialize the data over here. Okay, so from dot models, dot models django dot core dot serializers import serialize. Okay, now what we have to do, we have already get the result, so we just need to that, and also import the json, because whatever the serialized data will get, that is not converted into the json. So import json. Okay, now we need to do serialize, so format gonna be json. Okay, and query set gonna be your page. So this is the response from the database. We You are getting the primary key, that is the ID, and other fields are there like whatever the fields inside the database. So you are getting it like this. Okay, so this is the actual response. You can schematize this data into your like wrap into the decorator or any kind of function. So wrap into the helper function and schematize the data into the correct format, and you can send it back to the response. So that thing you can do, but this is how. And let me just go into the super user, like so admin side, and let me show you the data whatever that we are saving. So it's getting saved or not. Okay, save, and you will get see. So data is getting saved. So this time big data will come into the response. So you can see the so big data, big HTML string is coming. Okay, so also you can parse this HTML string, like you can get all the object of the data into the separate page. So in the next video what we will do, uh, we will get all the pages data into a single page, where we will display all the page and map all the things. Okay, so you can see we are getting the pages object over here as well, and whatever as much as like how many pages we have been saved over here. So all the data we are getting. So you can see recently we saved one page and HTML for that one we are getting, and also CSS we are getting. So this is a kind of your database where you can get, where admin portal database, like where you can get all the models and all the details of the users, like how many users into your website and how many super users are there. So these kind of thing, and whatever the data related to those users also you can see. Thank you so much guys, thank you for watching, and we'll meet you next video. Thank